I had an unexpected occurrence with my Pan That palette. If you want to find out what's going on, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome to HMM Makeup or Makeup. I have a weird situation. I have a weird situation with this palette. Now this palette is a very old palette. It is my Pan That palette, and it is my desire to get through this palette and get it out of my collection. It is the oldest palette that I own. Yeah, not the oldest palette that I've ever had, but the oldest palette that I own right now in my collection. And I had a weird situation happen to me. I had my makeup that I had done using my Pan That palette, and I ended up with issues where my eyeshadow was patchy or non-existent in a few different places. And I thought that maybe it was patchy because I had a couple of rough days and I had a couple of teary situations. And I thought, oh, well, you know, it's because I cried, so the eyeshadow just became just kind of, it caused it to be patchy, and it caused eyeshadow to be removed from certain parts of my eye. But I've had situations, sad situations, where I've cried and my eyeshadow didn't do that. So I didn't think about it too much because I thought, oh, well, it's an isolated incident, whatever. 2 days later, maybe, I end up putting on another look, and it was patchy before I finished my makeup, and there had not been a tear in sight, no watery eyes, and I ended up with a patch on the outside of my eyelid right here, for no apparent reason, and there had been no water that got in that area, whatever. And I realized that eyeshadows in here are getting so old they're not performing properly. Notably, this purple eyeshadow right here does not work anymore. I'm still able to use this one, I'm still able to use this one, I'm still able to use this one in my brows, but I can't use this one or the deep purple as a deepening set of shadows because they have become patchy. This palette is obsolete. It is expired, is basically what I can tell you. So I'm not going to use the deep purple. The brown, which I always was using in the outer crease, outer lid, and on the lower lash line, I am only going to use in my brows, which is what I have in my brows right now. It works well. It doesn't seem to be patchy in my brows, but on the eyelids, it does not work anymore. So I'm not going to be using it on my eyes anymore. I'm okay, as I said, with using the two lighter colors that I have here still. And then the highlighters that I have in these two pans are fine. These are Buxom. It's a Buxom highlighter that I repressed in these two pans in this Pan That palette. But I guess what I'm saying is that I am actually going to remove this shadow, so I am not lured to try to use it again, because knowing me, I'll try and it's going to be a mess because it's expired. So I am actually going to remove this shadow completely to prevent temptation. I will focus on these two to wear either as a one shadow look or as a base for other shadows. And will only use this eyeshadow in my brows, as I said before. So I'll use the Buxom highlighter shadow, I will use the dark brown in my brows, and I will use the two lighter shades as a base shade to start a look with other shadows. That's what I'm planning on doing with this palette. What it means for me is that it's probably going to slow my progress because I'm not going to use a couple of shadows that I thought I would use for different purposes. That's fine. It's just what it is. But I thought I would let you know that this is, in my opinion, this is the first evidence that I've had of what happens to eyeshadows at some point when they go past the tipping point. They go past the usability point in their life, and how differently all of a sudden an eyeshadow can perform once it's just gone beyond its usable life. It's a learning experience. It's interesting. I've never had that happen before to me in using eyeshadows. This is definitely a very old palette. It was a hand-me-down when I really didn't have very much makeup to begin with. And yeah, what an experience. And I really, really enjoy Smashbox mattes. So I'm warning this because I would have preferred to finish the whole palette properly, and I can't. I am not without recourse in that I do have another Smashbox palette that I quite like, and it's a Smashbox palette that I love for travel because it has brow products, it has face products, and it has 9 eyeshadows. It's a fabulous palette. It's the Shape Matters palette, and so I will definitely enjoy using these shadows from Smashbox whenever I want to. And I also have the LA palette from Smashbox that has more colorful mattes and shimmers, and that's okay. So that's what my plan is to use this palette now when I want to use Smashbox shadows that are not shadows that I can still pan. And as a reminder, my matte exposure palette that is now kind of on its last legs and will be finished this year, which is amazing to me, is that I will continue using the companion palette that I had you select via a poll, and I will continue to use it. And as a matter of fact, I have this palette on my eyes today. I have this color in the crease, outer lid, and lower lash line, and I have this color on the inner to outer lid. And I am really loving the look today. I think it looks great. I think it looks great with this lip color. Super happy with what that is. And by the way, this is a melt lip color, and if you want to see a ton of lip swatches, take a look at, I'll put the 2 videos here, one after the other. Take a look at those videos. Tons of swatches. I tell you what the lipstick is, the name, the brand, the line. If you want to have a little bit of a view of a whack of different brands, types, and colors of lipstick. I have a nude video and a red video. If you are into lip products, I think you'll like it. And I am asking, if you see those 2 videos and you would like to see a very colorful lipstick swatch fest, I can also do my very, very colorful lipsticks as well. I just want to gauge interest. Okay, so I will be using this palette a whole lot, and I will be using as much of this palette as I can in the ways that I can, and will get rid of that purple in there that I know that is not usable for me at all, just so that I'm not tempted to do so. So that is my update. I will say that once the Smashbox matte exposure is done, I will select a replacement to go along with my metal matte from KVD and go from there. So I think that I like having two palettes on the go at the same time, one that's more neutral and one that's a little bit more colorful. So we will see. I might even have you select what my companion to the metal matte is. What do you think of that? I think that might be fun. That's it. That's as much as I have to offer at this point. Let me know what you think of the Smashbox matte exposure. Have you had a palette expire on you? I would love to hear. It would be interesting to go back and forth a little bit in the comments. Let me know. I look forward to hearing about that. But for now, I will say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.